Welcome back to our program Diggity-dumple-doo. As we told you before the ads, we're introducing now the section Tell Your Problems to BARTY. Time to get serious. Today we're dealing with the case of Brittany, a case of virtual harassment. James was a cool, nice, good-looking guy who added Brittany on Facebook. James occasionally harvested tomatoes and onion, but that's not important right now. What is especially important is the terrible adventure that Brittany lived. Isn't it, Brittany?
It was terrible.
Well, let me ask you, Brittany, how did James got in contact with you?
Well, he sent me a friend request on Facebook, and he told me that he knew some friends, some my friends that we have in common. And then he saw my pictures and he thought I'm pretty and he would like to know me, so I just accepted.
Interesting. And we welcome now to our program to an expert on virtual harassment, the psychology of the police, Scarlett Smith. Welcome, Scarlett Smith.
Thank you very much, BARTY. As soon as we receive a friend request on Facebook, we have to be sure that we actually know the person. In Facebook, we are sharing a lot of personal information, and if we have a person as a friend on Facebook, he or she is going to be able to see all this information. So we have to be actually very, very sure that we know this person that is now high school or work or whatever.
Interesting, very interesting, Scarlett. Now let's go back to Brittany. Brittany, tell us all, how was your relation with James? How did he treat you? How often did you talk?
It's time we talk more frequently, and with the time, it seems like a kind of relationship, more close relationship, you know.
The harassers often try to build a very strong relation with the victim. At the beginning, it usually is a relationship of friendship, but maybe later they try to be more than that, but always in a very innocent way. They try the victim not to suspect them, because the most important thing to them is that they need the victim to trust them, to tell them everything. The most personal, the better.
Oh, Brittany, of course. Well, Brittany, did you suspect some given points that James was in fact a harasser?
No, at first I didn't suspect because I saw his profile and he had photos with friends and partying, and in his profile it also put that he lives in my city, he goes to a university where I have friends, so in any moment I think that he was a guy out of normal.
Yeah.
As I said before, some harassers make a very good job with their profiles. They use pictures of young boys and handsome boys, or even girls, to show the victim that they are normal. So this way the victim can suspect that something goes wrong.
Well, Brittany, tell us how did things started to go wrong?
I remember perfectly how it started. One day I was returning home after dinner with some friends. It could be about 11 at night, and I realized that a man was following me. I tried to calm myself and get home as fast as I could, and this happened to me twice. The second night, when I got to relax and I logged on Facebook, I decided to tell what happened to me to James, and he told me not to worry and that he was away, but when he returns we will be together. That night he asked me to send him photos, pictures different from what I usually upload on Facebook, and photos just for him, and I did it.
Once the harasser has some interesting material on his hands, like this kind of pictures that Brittany has talked about, he can use it. To blackmail the victim and to force her to do whatever he wants her to do, like send him, sending him more pictures, or maybe even meeting him to do, we don't want to know what kind of things.
Well, Brittany, tell us how things started to go wrong until he threatened you finally.
Well, 2 or 3 days later, I noticed that the same man was behind me again, and this time I couldn't react, and he grabbed my arm, and he said me something like, "I know you very well, honey. I'm James."
Oh my God.
And those were the most horrible seconds in my life.
Oh.
After that, he was constantly calling me and sending me messages, threatening with publish my photos on the internet if I was not with him.
Oh my God, that is so terrible! Well, Brittany, after these appalling words, tell us what did you do? How did you face this terrible situation?
I felt I couldn't stand with the situation because it was beyond me, and I decided to tell all to my parents. And one evening we went to the police station and they arrested him.
Whoa, so nice to hear.
It is true that at the beginning Brittany was wrong, but at the end she was a very, very clever girl because she decided to tell everything to her parents and then to the police. This is very important because there is a lot of teenagers that they just don't trust their parents. So maybe they prefer to suffer alone all this problem, and it could be really, really harder. So my advice is that you have to talk with your parents because they are gonna help you, they love you, and they are not gonna punish you because you made a mistake. So it's really important for you to trust your parents, to trust police, because they are gonna be very, very helpful. So remember, I'm talking now to these teenagers that are at home, that they think that they are safe behind their computers, but no, you are not safe because the danger is always outside. So you have to think that the most extra information that you put in your profiles, the most dangerous it gets. So please be careful with the internet because internet is not a game.
Well, thank you very much, Scarlett and Brittany. Let's give them an applause. Thank you very much. And this is done. We will see you in the next program, in which we will deal with the addiction to belly button scratching. Are they a social danger? Are they normal people? We will see you on our next programs of Diggity-dumple-doo.